So you're probably asking yourself why there's no intro or background music. And it's because I wanted to gain your attention. I wanted to make sure that you all hear me saying thank you to you all. 2 days ago, it was my anniversary of 1 month anniversary of this channel. Within that time frame, this channel hit 200 subscribers, and it's definitely been a great journey so far. Even if this sounds dramatic, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here now if it weren't for you, because I still remember at first filming my first reactions. I still wasn't used to anything. I was afraid of how people will respond to my videos, if anyone will even see them. And even now I'm putting a lot of time into making these videos, but at the beginning it's the hardest because there's nothing solid which you can see and say that's why it's worth it. Here you have proof that you doing this, it's great, so keep doing it, you know. You don't have anything at the beginning when you start, so and the love I got from you, like from the beginning, it's been amazing. I love doing this. I love interacting with you in the comment section. I'm definitely sure that I don't regret starting this, so thank you. Today I'll watch Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 16. It's been a while since I watched Attack on Titan. Like, the main reason I haven't uploaded it's because, well, basically I haven't watched anything yet. That's the main reason. It's been, I think now 3-4 days since my reaction to episode 15 was uploaded, but in reality I haven't watched Attack on Titan this year yet. So it's been around 11-10 days since I last watched, and my time schedule was just crazy. I think I did a pretty decent job trying to upload as much as possible in this time period. I now have a greater feel for everything, how much time do I need for this, and etc. So I decided that for now I will upload every 2 days. So if you see this video on Friday, my next video will be out on Sunday. I know it's not daily as I initially wanted. This is still my goal, to one day be able to upload daily, but I just don't have enough of free time to be able to watch and edit daily these videos. So I don't want to give promises which I can't keep. So that's why I rather maybe I will upload sometimes for a period daily, who knows, but I can't promise that. So for now, let's just say that I'll upload every other day, every 2 days. Also, because so much time has passed, and during now editing and reading your comments, there's some stuff which I wanted to address, which I said I will in my future videos. I'll do that now. If you're not so I'll talk about some stuff which I missed maybe in the previous episodes or anything like that. So if you're interested into that, you can listen. But I know that this introduction was now probably already long, so feel free to skip to any part you want. You can use the timestamps in the description box and access any part which you specifically want. But yeah, so the first thing I wanted to say is that in the episode where Eren's trial was held, I made a mistake. You know, because I expected that someone will save Eren, and when Levi kicked, I thought he kicked the guy with the gun. That's why I thought the tooth was not Eren's. I was wrong. It was actually Eren who he kicked at the beginning and then was beating up the whole time. So it was his tooth, and his tooth regrows. So this basically confirms that he can heal even outside of being in his Titan. I think Titans are invincible until you hit their weak spot. So if his body now functions as a Titan's, that means he is invincible But then again, does that mean that he, as a human, has also that weak spot in his neck? I mean, I don't know. It is definitely possible. I guess we just have to see his limitations. Like, I would love to see if now how quick this happens. Does now if you go and chop him into a million pieces, does he just connect together again? I can't really give too much thought on this because there wasn't a lot of stuff happening around here, except when he was in the Titan. I thought that he can regenerate when he's in the Titan, but he did it outside, so also that begs the question, is the regeneration inside a Titan and outside the same? You know, there's a lot of questions and I hope we'll get answers for it. The next thing I wanted to say also is the fact that in the previous episode, where we had Hanji's story of her Titan experiments, we got a bit more information about the Titans, and also we learned that, also she said that, I didn't acknowledge this in my discussion, she also said that it helps her fatigue when she's interacting with Titans, which is an interesting thing, definitely. And it gives more reason to why she's doing this, but I still think there's a greater reason behind it, for her having such joy to interact with Titans. But we'll have to see that. So yeah, we learned that the Titans basically work on sunlight, and she said that they have vocal organs, but they don't breathe. So they don't have to do anything but be in the sunlight. And even then, some Titans sustain more time without the sunlight. Then again, does the moonlight have any effect on them? I don't know. But still, it seems like I like the fact that in some ways this means that they're still creatures. They're not just entirely magical things, because they still need a source of energy like every other being. But then again, them having a stomach, which they don't need, them having lungs, vocal organs, but they don't breathe. Maybe they have some origins in the nature, but they were by no means made by nature, because if they were natural beings, then they wouldn't be what they are. I mean, for instance, take cave animals. They evolved in a way that they, you know, if they don't need something, nature throws that away often. So that's why they don't have eyesight, because they don't need that in a cave. And the Titans have so much stuff that they don't need, and looking from a biological perspective, that consumes a lot of energy. It wastes energy, and nature doesn't work in that way. It doesn't want to be wasteful. So therefore most animals have just what they need. But so yeah, that just confirms that there's a much greater reason behind the Titans. I mean, yeah, of course we've seen that Eren can magically transform into a Titan, but that still doesn't confirm that all the others, these common Titans, are also magical creatures. Yeah, I think I told everything I wanted. If I forgot anything, I'll tell that in the next episode. But I think for the better, and for me not to drag this introduction into enormous length, for the better of this video, I guess it's just better that I just jump into this reaction. And if I missed anything, I will talk about it in the next episode. So today they decide. Interesting. What? Oh, so this is they're probably burning the bodies, right? Yeah, Marco. Yeah, that's tough.
何十万の犠牲で得た戦術の発達を放棄しておとなしく巨人の餌になるのか。
分かったんだ。戦わなきゃいけないことくらい。
怒らずに聞いてほしいんだけどジャンは強い人でも
That's sad.
弱い人の気持ちがよく理解できる。何をすべきか明確に分かるだろう。
今何をすべきか。
Is he thinking about...
陛下は何すべきか。
Is he going to the Sorby corpse?
俺は調査兵団になる。
Yeah. I don't know, I feel so proud of him.
なあ、お前は憲兵団だもんな。
Oh, she goes to the police. Interesting. I don't know.
なんだそりゃ。知らねえよ。
なら自分に従ったらいいんじゃないの。前からそのつもりではあったんだけど。
マジかよ。アルミン、お前まで。
あんた弱いくせに根性あるからね。ありがとう。
なあ、エレン。お前の同期にうちを志願する奴はいるのか。いますよ。いや、いましたが。
Yeah,
今はどうかわかりません。
that's the thing that Erwin was talking about. Getting new recruits together.
行くぞ。
ジャン、本当に調査兵団に？
ああ、
どうして突然？
別に巨人が怖くないからそう決めたわけじゃねえよ。それに有能な奴は調査兵団に入るべきだなんて言うつもりもない。訓練兵整列、男女正面になれ。俺はな、誰かに説得されて自分の命を懸けてるわけじゃない。こればっかりは自分で決めずに務まる仕事じゃねえよ。
私は調査兵団団長エルヴィン・スミス。
Oh, so they'll now have
所属兵団を選択する本日、私が話すのは
Switch Commander will have his speech
調査
now.
兵団への勧誘だ。この戦いで人類はこれまでにないほど勝利へと前進した。エレン・イエーガーの存在だ。巨人の正体にたどり着く術を獲得した。
What?
彼の成果がある志願しなくの地下室には彼も知らない巨人の謎がある。
Oh, he meant that.
にわたる巨人の支配から脱却できる手がかりをつかめるだろう。
地下室だと。
いくら兵士を集めたいからってそのことまで公にするなんて。それとも何か意図が？団長は一体何を見ようとしているんだ？
Man, Erwin is still... There is something suspicious about Erwin, I think.
トロストクの扉が使えなくなってしまった今、東のカナデスクから遠回りするしかなくなった。4年かけて作った大部隊の航路、すべてが無駄になったんだ。今期の新兵にも1ヶ月後の壁外調査に参加してもらうが、死亡する確率は3割といったところか。4年後にはほとんどが死ぬ。しかしそれを超えた者が生存率の高い優秀な兵士となっていくのだ。人類のために心臓を捧げることができるのかを。
I mean, at least he's honest.
団長、必要以上に脅しすぎる。
Yeah. I thought he will try to make a positive picture to convince as much as he can.
頼むぞ、
決めたんだ。
Yeah.
自分を嫌いにさせないでくれ。
今ここから動かないとまた。
俺はもともと憲兵になるために村を出たんだ。
巨人がどうやって。
人間を食べるのか。
This is tough, yeah.
心臓を捧げよう。
I'm proud of them. On everyone. But especially Jean.
どうでも。
私は勇敢な兵士だ。心より尊敬する。
俺たち特別作戦班はここだ。後列中央待機。
随分後ろなんですね。
あの時の団長の質問の意味が分かったか。
敵は何だと思う？
Oh, they heard this.
先輩方分かったんですか。
いや、すべてが分かったと言えば嘘になるかもしれん。しかし俺には
もしかしたらこの作戦には他の目的があるのかもしれん。ならば俺たちは行って帰ってくることに終始すべきなのさ。団長を信じろ。
あいつら、オラさん、ちょっと同期と話してきてもいいですか。
さっさと行けよ。
おいミカさん、アイビー。
体を隅々まで調べ尽くされたとか精神的苦痛を受けたとか。
ねえよ。
That's a bit.
あのチビは調子に乗りすぎた。いつか私が叱るべき報いを。
まさかリヴァイ。
Oh, she's still angry about that.
お前らここにいるってことは、まさか調査兵になったの？他にここにいる理由あるか？まさかお前まで。
マルコは死んだ。
Yeah.
なんて言った？マルコが死んだって言ったのか？
あいつは誰も見てないところで人知れず死んだんだ。
マルコか。
制服が届いたぞ。
Oh, nice. Ah, that. It feels like it's the last episode of the season. Oh.
お前巨人になった時ミカサを殺そうとしたらしいな。それは一体どういうことだ。
違う。エレンはハエを叩こうとして。
お前には聞いてねえ。
本当らしい。巨人になった俺はミカサを殺そうとした。
らしいってのは記憶にねえってことだな。つまりお前は巨人の力の存在を今まで知らなかったし、それを掌握する術も持ち合わせていないと。
ああ、そうだ。
俺たちと人類の命がこいつにかかってる。俺たちはマルコのようにエレンが知らないうちに死ぬんだろうな。知っておくべきだ。俺たちは何のために命を使うのかを。じゃねえといざという時に迷っちまうよ。だからエレン、お前本当に頼むぞ。
It reminds me of when Eren grabbed Jean. The music is amazing.
調査兵団だ。背中の印。
Just like he looked up to them.
お前たちの成果を見せてくれ。開門始め。進む。第57回壁外調査を開始する。前進せよ。
He was a bit aggressive. Yeah, this episode felt like an ending, but it just the 16th episode felt like this could be an end episode in a season. It definitely reminds me of something. I think I know of what it reminds me, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil any other shows. This episode basically showed us all of our characters. At the end of the day, I think this, in my personal opinion, this episode belonged to Jean. As I said, I mean, I was proud of everyone, but on him the most because of course, first of all, it's because he's definitely one of my favorites, and it's because he is one of the most featured characters. Like, you could argue that he is on the same level as Armin and Mikasa. He featured a lot, and he already had a lot of character development, and you are already extremely connected to him. I think there's a big difference between someone like Jean and Krista, for example. At least in the amount of time they got. So, actually thinking now, I'm kind of surprised that Krista and her, the other woman, joined the Survey Corps, because they were not featured that much. They never actually said anything that they're going to join. But anyways, I was proud of them all. You're proud that they stayed there. But Jean, it's because he was, like, at the beginning, he was maybe the first guy who wanted to go into the police brigade. He was the one person who never would even think about joining the Survey Corps, right? But here he is. He was one of the most determined to join the Survey Corps. Even when Connie was wavering and thinking, Jean was determined that he will do it. And of course, for everyone, it was a challenge. But he had to go against his beliefs to accomplish this. He had to go against himself. And he's showing us that he's not weak, that he's somewhat... He is really real, like Marco said. Like, he sees some things, like, he was always real. He never said, yeah, magically we will go and win. At the end, we've seen his despair when he was grabbing Eren and talking to him. You really felt that this is really hard for him, but he's still brave enough to do this. And as a person as him, he definitely had his strong beliefs. He believed in what he was saying. He was arguing with Eren a lot. And I know for him to do this, I think at the same time, it feels so obvious and unexpected at the same time. As soon as I've met Jean more and more, I've seen a lot of great potential in him. I've seen a lot of stuff that they can explore with different characters. And maybe if you would ask me at the beginning, do I see Jean one day joining the Survey Corps? I would probably say yes, because that would be a great story for him to join. But it's still unexpected, because I didn't expect it now. And in this short period, I mean, it's 16 episodes, but still, it's fairly quick. And also, I mean, Marco died. That was actually the catalyst to make him join the Survey Corps. But some could say that this could actually push him away, because he could say, oh, he's seen how they die. He doesn't want to die also. But no, it actually convinced him to join. It's interesting. He never actually said, like, the main reason. I know because before the whole ceremony started, he never said anything. He was saying, like, I'm not joining because I'm reckless. I'm joining because I'm skilled. He never said to them his actual reasoning. Maybe I missed it, but the only thing I remember, he said something, I know I have to fight. I guess he just has realized that this whole humanity is a sinking ship. You could look at it as a ship who's sinking, and it will sink in any case. So you can delay that by trying to remove the water, patch the holes, but at the end of the day it will still sink. Your only option is to try to build a new ship, and that's basically what they have to do here. They have to build a new ship. They have to reform how humanity stands in this world. And here's the hard part. You have to actually go risk by leaving your ship, your comfort zone, your safe zone, and start building a new one. So they have to leave their safe zone, their comfort zone, and start fighting the Titans. I guess that's it. Maybe he will explain furthermore in any upcoming episode, but yeah. So in this episode a lot of stuff happened which I want to talk about, so I'll probably go in depth now I'll just jump into the episode breakdown. So of course we began with the inspection. They inspected because of those experimental Titans which died. At that point we of course learned Jean's decision. It was they burned the bodies. It was shown as a flashback, I think, probably. And Annie decided to go into the police brigade. And I wouldn't say that I'm surprised, because I think she was talking something in the lines of she wants to be safe in the fourth episode. But it seems like all of our main characters, like even Krista and the other girl, joined the Survey Corps. So does that mean that Annie will now be disposed as a character, like forgotten as a character? Like, is this the last time we see her? Maybe she will only have a cameo in the future. Like, she's the only one who went away, and probably the main thing will be going on in the area of Wall Maria, and all of the characters will be there. So I'm not expecting them to show us a lot what will happen in the inner walls with her, you know, unless she has a change of heart and Joyce now at the end. I'm guessing we won't see a lot of her anymore, if we will see anything. Having Eren, Armin, and Mikasa and all of the other at the same place, why would you put a lot of time into her while being alone? So I mean, it's definitely great. It's realistic in a way that not all of them joined the Survey Corps. Not all of the characters which we put our focus on. But it seems like we will now totally focus on recapturing Wall Maria. So I don't see any time where we will see her again. I think after that the whole ceremony started. Commander Eren had his speech. I expected all of the commanders having speeches. It's understandable that the Survey Corps is our focus on this show, and they focused only on that part. And I must say, he's still, like, I'm so torn about him. Like, even though even the members of Levi's squad heard what he said to Eren, which doesn't make that moment really so suspicious anymore. He's still, like Armin said, what's he hiding? He's hiding something. So he is really suspicious, but I gotta say here again, I just love his voice. I loved his voice in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'm loving it here. His voice is so fitting for a leader. It's a perfect voice for him, for a character he is, and epic. I think that's the best way to describe his voice, epic. But again, I don't know what to think about him. I mean, at least he went along. He went along with all the Survey Corps, so I don't know. He still is extremely suspicious, and at the end he was extremely aggressive. I don't know if this means that he's evil, or that he's just determined to go out. I guess we'll have to see that. But he was extremely honest with his speech, and you have to respect that, because why would he be trying to be nice and kind and said? I mean, what can you say? There probably really are going to be a lot of deaths, and what will you say? That you'll die a joyful death, and the Titans will be playing with you. They're not aggressive, you know. They just witness it. The whole trust battle, so they all are aware of what's going to happen, so you have to respect the fact that he was honest. And some of them stayed. It was not just our main characters, but most of our main characters, and there was a great cinematic moment where everyone was leaving We heard their inside thoughts, and it's just hard. It's just hard because they're basically turning their back on humanity. That's what that is. They're delaying the apocalypse by running away. And for our characters to, and you know, and if you know that there's a giant danger ahead of you, and you see all people running away, imagine how hard this must be for you to actually do. Also, Connie, he had a dream to join because of his family, he wanted to join the police brigade. You know, Sasha, he's definitely scared. She's not so brave. And Jean, and you know, even Armin is not so. He is strong in his ways, but he's not. So I think Mikasa was the only one who was not having so much trouble with doing this. So they all did a great job of staying there, and that's a great accomplishment for each of them. And Jean's scream told us everything. His feelings, like he had to put that out, but he still stayed there. So man, I'm so afraid of Jean a bit, because I can now see a storyline where he sacrifices himself for humanity. Man, that would be so sad. Because he wanted to run away, and at the end he would sacrifice. I'm scared for them all, but I don't know. I just hope that they survive. They did until now, except Marco, so we'll see what happens. We had that scene where Eren was talking with the other squad members of the Levi squad, and they said if he understood the commander's question, and they also didn't. So, but they confirmed that he is planning something else. Again, I talked about this. I don't know what to think about it. You know, even if they know that he has a second plan, this doesn't mean that his plan is not does not have bad intentions. Although I would wish Erwin to be a you could say hero. He could definitely be a villain, and it would be understandable. I was thinking a bit about the fact that why would anyone, as I was already asking myself in some previous episodes, why would anyone, if he is the Colossal Titan, why would he try to kill all the humanity? And there's an interesting theory I came up with, and it's basically that it's someone who wants this battle between Titans and humans to continue. Because, you know, I was thinking like, the whole army is so connected with the whole society. And I was thinking, what would happen if people would actually win, if they would kill all the Titans? That means that basically the Sorby Corps, the garrison, and the police would probably decrease in their numbers by, 80%. Like, what else? Maybe the only thing you need is just the police brigade, and they're probably the smallest section. So maybe someone doesn't want this to happen, you know, because we already seen that there are factories which produce, in the info cards we've seen some factories which produce the swords, the whole, 3D maneuver, the gas, the maneuvering system, someone has to produce this, and maybe they're gaining money from this. So maybe one of those business moguls who actually sells weapons wants this war to continue. And maybe it seems like a simple reason, but there's more proof to this theory. If you think about it, he only appears for a short period of time. And the Armored Titan also didn't appear now when they attacked Walrose. So why? Because at the same time they want the battle to continue, but they don't want the humanity to go extinct, because if there's no humans, they won't be able to sell their weapons. That's why it was 5 years since the last attack. That's why he appears, destroys a gate, and then disappears. He could go and try to help the attack. He could destroy multiple gates in different villages. He could do this all the time. And the Armored Titan appeared just once. Maybe because they succeeded. They just want this war to be eternal, to never end. And that's why you're not supposed to just go out and obliterate and kill everyone, but you have to slowly attack humanity so that they're always on their heels and that the army will never end. I could definitely see something like this happening. I mean, because there's no logical, I don't see any other logical reason right now as to why would people want to do this. And this really, so I don't know, maybe if someone wants to rule the world, I guess, I don't know. But this reason definitely does not apply to Erwin because he's a soldier, so I don't know if he would really benefit, because he's also going outside and fighting the Titans, so does he really benefit of doing this, of trying to keep the war alive? I don't know. But thinking about it, it would be definitely if Erwin, I would like to see, I don't want to see Erwin die, unless if he's the villain, of course. But I hope that he will fight in some of the next episodes, and that he will damage himself somehow, and that then we can see if he regenerates. If he does, then he definitely must be the Colossal Titan. If he doesn't, then he's not the villain, probably. That guy, what is his name? The one who bit himself, I think he's Olo, something on O. The one who's from the Levi squad. It's a simple thing, but he just, when Eren said to him, "Can I go to them?" he said, "Go." You know, he seems like a jerk, but I think he doesn't seek conflict. He's not. At the end, I think, if you know him, he gave me, in that moment, he gave me a vibe that, you know, on the outside he seems like a jerk, but actually he's probably pretty chill, pretty cool with you, if you know him. They met together, Mikasa was still angry because of the incident with Levi. And then was that scene where Jean was somewhat putting pressure on Eren, but you know, and as I said, it was somewhat it resembled the scene where Eren grabbed Jean and was talking to him before the Battle of Trust, and Jean just wanted to make sure that don't screw this up. He's right in his way, you know, even though it's tough for Eren, but it was tough for Jean to accept, to listen to Eren when he was saying him that they have to fight. It was tough for him. Now it's tough for Eren to control this, to try to focus his mind, because he is a bit of a hothead. He is a bit of a hot-blooded person who can burst in anger at any given time. And I guess he is strong, but he needs a steady mind. He needs to give his all and try to always control the Titan. And the horror in Jean's eyes when he was telling him this. Again, I talked about the fact that they're probably both great leaders, but in a different way. Just look at the time when Eren grabbed Jean. Eren was screaming at him. He was confident. He looked with a bit of anger at Jean and just pushed him to the wall. But here, Jean was never screaming. He actually looked afraid, but he still was talking the truth and being brutally honest with Eren. So it's nice to see they are similar in their ways, but they are definitely different. then of course the whole things. Oh, I missed the fact that they got their uniforms. I missed that. It was great. I thought that that if you join, that you get another jacket. Maybe they also did get new jackets, but I don't know. It was a great moment when Eren was looking at them, and he was probably proud. As I said, he is not. I'm not saying he is the main reason why they joined, but definitely like Connie when he first started to think about joining the Survey Corps, and some else. I think Eren did touch them definitely, and he is one of the reasons why they're joining, because of his speech at the ceremony. At the first ceremony when they finished their training, he had his speech when he was arguing with someone, and that definitely means a lot to him. Also, he's seen Marco. It was a sad moment that, someone didn't make it, but I think they will fight for the legacy of legs like Marco, They probably won't. Maybe that's the reason why Jean joined, because he doesn't want to see his death go for nothing. Then the whole thing wrapped up, they all assembled. The music in this episode was, almost every time it was epic, it was something, it was pumping you up. And now at the end, Eren saw those kids, and he probably remembered himself when he was looking up to the Survey Corps. And as I said, this feels as an ending. It feels like it's the end of the season, Eren succeeded by joining the Survey Corps. He did it, and now someone else is looking up to him. And yeah, that's basically was the episode. I will now talk about the info cards. So the first card said that this is the ceremony where they choose one of the 3 sections. And the second info card said that only the top 10 can join the police brigade. The other recruitments join the garrison or the Survey Corps, and the most go to the garrison. And though it just confirms stuff, I don't think I learned anything new from these info cards. They were just... I think they told me everything I already knew, so I don't think I have to comment a lot here. For my predictions for the upcoming episode, as I said, it feels like an ending, so is there anything to predict here? It's the same prediction which I had for the past, from since the Trost arc finished. We will probably see them trying to recapture Walmeria. There was no indication what specifically could happen, like nothing. I guess they said there is a test. They said this is a test run, so this will probably be it. They will try to test something out. Maybe that's the experiment. No, probably not. I don't know, we haven't seen Hanji's experiment with Eren. This is also interesting. Maybe she was too emotional to do that because of the deaths of Bean and what was the other? And the other Titan, Sonny, something like that. Or maybe they did it off screen, but they would talk about it. So I suppose they haven't done the experiments with Eren yet. Maybe this is it, this test run. Who knows? But yeah, I feel the same as I felt in the first episode. There's a million stuff which could happen now. To grade this episode, interesting. I liked it. It was, I don't know, I guess 8.7. I felt that this was a fantastic episode because I like John's development. You wait. Of course, it was a great. I think it felt like a great. I definitely need to see the next episode, but it feels like a great introduction to what's coming next. So I hope that we will now get some concrete in the next episode, because this, as I said, a lot of times here was that motivational music in this episode. This felt like a big introduction. Maybe I expected something more at the end, something that would indicate what's going to happen next. But still, it was an amazing episode. I think it deserves an 8.7 at least. And I enjoyed it because of the whole character development. And I think that, in my eyes, Jean is definitely one of the best characters this show gave us. Yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I'm really sorry for not being able to upload daily, but that's life, I guess. I'll definitely. Today is Friday, so I hope I'll be able to upload this today, and then you'll see the next episode on Saturday. Not Saturday, Sunday. If you're seeing this on Saturday, then you're probably going to see this on Monday. The next episode on Monday. So yeah, have a great day. I miss this. It's been a long time since I've done this, and hope you enjoyed this video.